everybody to this video on cross-site scripting. I decided to do an instructional video, and we're going to be using the Try Hack Me cross-site scripting, and I handpicked what I thought was the most relevant, where you can really just learn the process. And then as far as the learning experience, I mean, you can obviously do these other exercises, but we're just going to focus on perfecting your payload, which has a number of exercises that I think is very, very good to get you started to really implement and understand cross-site scripting. So why don't we go over the definition of cross-site scripting. This is done using JavaScript, although it can be done with other methods, but for the most part, cross-site scripting as we know it is usually with JavaScript. So I have been working with JavaScript for years, and it's very powerful and often overlooked language, but you can do so much with it, and it's really stood the test of time to be an effective web tool. So cross-site scripting is maliciously using this JavaScript. So basically an attack in which an attacker can inject malicious scripts into the code of a trusted application or website. And then the attackers can often initiate a cross-site scripting attack by sending, let's say, a malicious link to a user and enticing that user to, let's say, click it. Okay. Now I'll elaborate a little bit more on some of the other things that I have seen cross-site scripting that can do. It can be very dangerous if for some reason the coder did not sanitize the code, and all it takes is just one character, okay, one line of code, whatever it may be, that was not sanitized, and as a result you may have a big issue on your hands. So one of the things that, let's just say, that the hacker can use to their advantage with cross-site scripting is, let's say, taking control of cookies, redirecting, let's say, a login with a username, password, credit card information, whatever it may be, to an external source. In other words, the hacker's server somewhere else, and actually send that information. So at any rate, I think it's very important to understand, and I find it really fun. All right, I'd like to say that out of all the vulnerabilities, I like to get involved with cross-site scripting the most. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Okay, so let's get to it. You want to go down to task 7 once you access the Try Hack Me. This is located in the junior penetration testing section. Here's the title, cross-site scripting. And what you want to do is you just want to scroll down here, make sure that you start the lab, you start your machine, and so let me cut and paste this here, and then you're going to see level 1. So I'm not going to read this word for word, but the payload in JavaScript. Okay, you want to either execute it on the user's browser, demonstrate vulnerability on a website. Okay. Payload could have many intentions. Just from bringing up a JavaScript alert box to prove we can execute JavaScript on the target website, to extracting information from the web page or user's session, as I mentioned before. So hence, someone comes to a website, finds the vulnerability, then creates a payload to extract information, such as, for example, if it's a bank website, username, password, let's just say the sending of data, again, to the hacker server, so that can be saved somewhere in a text file, so on and so forth. Okay, how your JavaScript payload gets reflected in a target website's code will determine the payload that you need to use. So, all right, So here's the link. We already did that. Scroll down a little bit here. All right, we started the machine. What you want to do, this right here, you want to execute the JavaScript alert function with this string. Now, I have to say, a lot of websites, I mean, alert is kind of overused where there's better methods, but let's just follow their method here, okay? And we'll just insert this. All right, enter. And as a result, you will see that this site is susceptible to cross-site scripting. We're getting that pop-up alert box, which tells us that yes, indeed, it's susceptible. Click OK. Now it's going to confirm the XSS payload as successful. And then it's going to tell you to jump to level 2. So basically, the level 1 test, again, is a very simple test that you can do on any website. And again, I'm not going to click enter again, but here we have the opening of the JavaScript. You have an alert, the pop-up, all right? So for example, THM, that's what's going to pop up, of course, whatever goes in that box. And then closing of the script, and there you have it. All right, so let's go ahead and get to level 2. Now that we know that this is susceptible, but wait, maybe we should go ahead and review this source. Let me just see here. You prevent it with formatting name. Okay. Instead of entering the name, we're going to try entering. Okay, so I got it. So whatever you entered there obviously is then going to appear in the code. And then instead of entering your name, we already did that. Great. Let's see if we can learn anything else here. I wish I had some questions and answers coming in from members. That would be great, because I would have some things to talk about and discuss. Ooh. Okay. All right. All right. So I guess I didn't enter my name on the level 1. Whatever. Let's get to level 2 here. All right. So enter your name. I'll just put hello. Hello is my name today. All right. Viewing the page source, you can see your name reflected inside the value attribute of the input tag. All right. That's what they're referring to. Proceed a little bit further here. Okay. So basically, this needs to be escaped. Okay, for example, we need to escape the input tag first so that the payload can run properly. You can do this with the following payloads. As you can see right here, okay, this will close the parameter. All right, so that's the key. If you just entered this part, it would not work. Okay, so you want to close the parameter. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, we closed the parameter. And it allows the JavaScript payload to run. So right here, okay, so because it ran, it says payload successful. Input value script alert. So there we go. Tag is closed. Alert THM. Let's go back and go to the next one. All right. Let's go to level 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You're presented with another form asking for your name. And the same as the previous level, your name gets reflected inside an HTML tag. This time, the text area tag. Once again, let's go ahead. Our name is hello today. Let's enter hello. We'll have to escape the text tag a little differently from the input one in level 2 by using the following payload. And here we are. Text area, hello. That is that one right there. Into this. So they want us to opening tag, closing tag, text area, and then the script, opening script alert, and the closing script, and then the closing text area. The important part of the above payload is that the closed text area, which causes the text area element to close so that the script will run. Now, when you click the enter button, you'll get another alert pop-up with the string THM. And then you'll get a confirmation message that your payload was successful with a link to the next level. So, just to recap, what we need to do here is we need to basically turn this into this, okay? And that's the cut and paste that they gave us here, inputting this payload once again to turn this into this here. Okay, so what we want to do here is we're just cutting and pasting this here, entering it, and as you will see, we are getting that THM pop-up, so that's successful. So you want to just simply paste this. This is the payload, okay, and this here, it's a little different from the first one. You're just using the text area script here. Then we're going to go to level 4. Okay, so entering your name into the form, we're going to see it reflected on the page. Okay. Go ahead and view that source. Okay. Document.getElements by class name, and then at the end you will see the hello Okay, so basically we've escaped the existing JavaScript command. So you're going to be able to run your code, and you can do this with the following payload. It's going to be right here. Once again, the payload is going to be this here, because you're escaping the existing JavaScript command here. So then you will be able to run your code. All right, so this right here is what allowed you to do that. Okay. And I like what this is explaining this too. They're telling you the different syntax to follow. So this character is going to close the field specifying the name. Okay. And it's telling you this signifies blah blah blah. Excellent. So make sure that you study this, look this over. We're going to go to level 5 here. I know maybe I'm rushing through this a little, depending upon your skill set, you have to go through this how you feel is best suited. So if you already understand this, that's fine. If not, take your time. It's better to take hours on something than 10 minutes. At least you'll grasp it if you have no knowledge of this in any way. So take your time. Level 5. Okay. And we're going to enter here. Okay. Now watch this. All right. Change this. So there's your normal test for the website. As you can see, it failed. Okay. So the word script in this case is getting removed from the payload. So in other words, there is a filter. So this is programmed to prevent malicious scripts from occurring, basically from hackers coming here and just going ahead and, typing script. Okay. Which is the prerequisite of your typical payload. So this here is going to filter that out. How do we get around this? Okay, so when a word gets removed from a string, there's a helpful trick that you can try. Now this is this is so neat. All right, so here's the original text to be removed by the filter. So keep in mind, it's going to get rid of the script here and the script there. But as it gets rid of that, it is going to run the payload, which is going to be ending up like this. So that is what we're doing here. So we're going to run this here. Okay. So is one way to get around the filter. Now this is very valuable. Make sure you take your time on this level 5 here to understand it. All right. There it is. As you can see, mission successful. Similar to level 2, we had to escape from the value attributed. Okay, well, why don't we get there? And then I'll continue to read. In this case, we have, I'm going to enter right here, we have a picture of a cat. So, similar to level 2, where we had escaped the value attributed of an input tag, we can try this payload, as you can see. This is closing here, but that doesn't seem to work. So let's inspect the page source to see why that doesn't work. All right. Here we have the image. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay. Now, okay, so the AND characters are getting filtered out from the payload, and that's preventing us from escaping the image tag here. Okay. That would be right here. Okay. So what we want to do is we want the image to appear within these quotes, okay, which is basically right here. So we're going to change the payload to this payload here. That will allow us to place the image within All right, so there we have it. We did get that alert. And why don't we go ahead and view the page source here. And as you can see, we have the image within the source quotes, making it successful. All right, so here we have let's go back. Here we have the what is the flag you received from level 6. So you want to go to the bottom here, and that is the answer. This has been a XSS tutorial here. You can find this once again in the cross-site scripting section of TryHackMe. I definitely recommend that for those getting started. I hope this helped you through this section of TryHackMe. And if it did, please like the video and subscribe. And everybody have a good one. Take care.